Hello, I'm Mike Gambardella, and welcome into the newest episode of Pat's Latest. We're just 2 days away from the NFL draft, and the Patriots find themselves in an enviable position. No, not at number one overall, but at least in a position where they're at the top of the NFL draft, have players that could fill some holes, but potentially other NFL teams that could help them make some noise and really control the early rounds of the NFL draft. Before we get into everything, make sure you get down and subscribe for our channel. Get into the comments and let us know what you think about the final moves that the Patriots could make before Thursday's first round and into the rest of the weekend's action. And make sure you go back and check out our older videos after this one. We start with the NFL draft and looking at that number 4 position, and it seems like the Patriots have long been searching for a trade partner for number 4 with the way that the NFL draft is shaking out and Abdul Carter and Travis Hunter likely gone by the time the Patriots select, and you can, yes, still cross your fingers that the Giants would actually take Shador Sanders at number 3. But if they do not, the Patriots have said, I've long thought, I should say, that they could trade at 4 and potentially have someone trade up to get Shador Sanders. It seems like there's another player we haven't talked enough about that could actually be the reason the Patriots have a trade partner, and that is Boise State Dynamo Ashton Jeanty. Teams are now starting to look at him as one of the 3 superstars in this draft that you could go and get. If the Patriots are not willing to pull the trigger on selecting Ashton Jeanty, and with a 4-win team, respectively, from last year, selecting a running back at this time likely doesn't make sense. But should another team say, we want him and he could be the difference maker, a la what you saw with Saquon Barkley and the Eagles last year, could that come to fruition? That seems more likely than a team trading up for someone like Shador Sanders at this point. Reportedly, the Chicago Bears are a team that is very interested in Ashton Jeanty, and selecting at number 10 could look to leapfrog someone like the Jacksonville Jaguars, who are selecting at number 5, and be able to acquire Jeanty by packaging some of their second and third round assets in order to move up 6 spots. The Patriots obviously would slide back 6 spots, likely be able to get the player that they continue to be earmarked with Will Campbell. And again, with Will Campbell, you were guaranteed a starter on the offensive line at either left guard or left tackle, and you don't have to worry about spending a top 5 asset on a player that potentially is not a long-term solution at left tackle, and allows you to pick up that extra second or third and be able to say, now we have the ammunition to get a running back, a wide receiver, another offensive lineman, a pass rusher, or a defensive back, and check a lot of boxes in that space. Again, the Patriots would be wise to trade back in this spot, again, with the asterisks that Abdul Carter or Travis Hunter do not slide back. But it seems like Ashton Jeanty could be the key to making that actually happen for the New England Patriots. Continuing on, it looks like the Patriots could actually find themselves in a spot where they could trade back into the first round to address their wide receiver needs. Again, Will Campbell would be that option to check the box along the offensive line. Armand Membu, the tackle from Missouri, obviously an option as well. But if the tackles go early, Kelvin Banks, another one from Texas, there could be an option to go and get a wide receiver at the back end of the first round, whether that is Ted McMillan, Golden from Texas, or perhaps somebody else. Luther Burden's another one that we continue to talk about from Missouri. The Seahawks at 18, Bucks at 19, Steelers at 21, Vikings at 24 are highlighted among a handful of teams that are reportedly on the trading back block, per Adam Schefter. The Patriots would be a perfect spot where they could say, let's move up from 2 to get back into the first and package, we'll say a 4th this year or potentially a 3rd next year to go up and get somebody that could make an impact. And if you had a guy slotted at 15 and he ends up coming back to you in the first round, you can make a case that that's absolutely worth it. And if you do make a couple of moves around as well and get some extra draft assets, you absolutely can start to justify making moves like this, and suddenly Drake May's life gets a lot easier because not only are you adding someone like Stefan Diggs to the fold, you're adding a first round receiver with that as well, along with hopefully getting Pop Douglas into that slot full time and getting some eyes off of him. Your tight ends, obviously, with Hunter Henry and Austin Hooper being safety valves, and things really starting to move a lot better. None all to say with Josh McDaniels' tutelage there and instituting a playbook that could really help him. Obviously, people might be looking at what the next topic is and how that can translate in, but the rumor mill had been churning a lot with AJ Brown as he went in on social media. And no, we're not talking about Monday's news that his car was stolen and quickly was uh, located and the criminals dealing with it. Hopefully, Big Dom didn't give him too much of a problem. But AJ Brown posted on social media a few days ago with a Patriots jersey, and it threw everything on fire. And people were talking, he wants to come. The Eagles are going to move on from him. They won their Super Bowl. They need to make some moves. They need to make space. Uh, it turns out AJ Brown was actually just posting with a Julian Edelman jersey. He had gotten a Tom Brady one earlier in the month of April as well, two signed jerseys by a team that he grew up liking. And Julian Edelman, a player he has great fondness for and a relationship between the two as well. So sorry to pour cold water on it. AJ Brown not being traded to the Patriots. The jersey is another Patriots player, and while it can be seemingly a little odd to see a star player from a Super Bowl champion getting excited holding another team's jersey, AJ Brown has been known to really value jerseys. He has one from every team he has ever played on in his home on mannequins, but it's not happening. I wish that it would. Again, not to say that a draft day deal couldn't potentially come to fruition, but it looks like this is where the Patriots currently stand with their wide receiving core, looking with Diggs leading the way and looking to add through the draft, potentially as early as the first round to bolster that positional group. Finally, we'll look at the Vrabel veteran camp. Yes, the new first year head coach for the Patriots has the option to hold a voluntary veteran mini camp here, and absolutely will do so in Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday in the lead up here at the draft, and absolutely becomes an opportunity where Mike Vrabel can judge which of his veteran players are in and which are not going to be a fit for the culture that he is building. Yes, every team that has a new coach permitted to have this voluntary veteran minicamp. Patriots have opted to have theirs right at the conclusion of phase one of the offseason program and really helps them identify what holes they have and need filling, and really starting to look at which veteran players potentially are expendable, which are valued by the coaching staff, and everyone values players differently. So it will be very interesting to see which show up and which do not. Again, that's going to speak volumes. Why they don't do that. Some could just be I'm training cross country. You saw Carlton Davis did not actually come to the voluntary workouts. So again, there could be several guys that you might be surprised not to see. But if it's not from those new free agent signings, that could speak volumes. One to keep an eye on, and actually reported on by Adam Schefter, was that Kahan Booty could be among those that is expendable and may not be with the Patriots here, with their roster too much longer. Mentioned among several players and prominent players, looking at Kayvon Thibodeau from the Giants and George Pickens from the Steelers. And it was surprising to see Booty's name mentioned among these players because they are former first round, second round pick skill position players that have, a great deal of impact around them. And Booty, who, yes, came on at the end of last year, but a sixth rounder out of LSU, a little bit surprising that it would be included, but really goes to show that there must be something behind this if Schefter is putting his name attached to it to say, don't expect his time to extend there too much longer. What can be read into that is that he does have something that either Josh McDaniels doesn't see him as a fit for his system, that the Patriots obviously are going in a different way with the additions of Matt Collins and Stefan Diggs, or are the Patriots really gearing up to make sure that they add another impact wide receiver in the first 2 rounds or 2 days of the NFL draft, further pushing guys like Jalen Polk and Javon Baker, who were selected higher in last year's draft, let alone 2 years ago. Again, we have a lot going on before the NFL draft kicks off in earnest on Thursday. We will continue to bring you everything here on Pat's Latest. Make sure you go down and get into our comments. Let us know what you think the Patriots need to do to make this a playoff team in 2025. Make sure you go down and like our channel if you like what you hear, and go back and check out all of our other episodes to get up to date on everything going on in New England. Fight on, Foxborough.